The Harbator, the slaughtering arena for the ritualists. Balaji was the only son of Pastor and Pastor Mrs. Adelaja of Redemption Pentecostal Church, Aktija, Lagos. Pastor and Pastor Mrs. Adelaja went into full-time ministry and Ido founded Redemption Pentecostal Church and Adelaja Charity Foundation. Today in Canada, tomorrow in Chicago, traversing oceans and sea in search for souls that were lost. Leaving Bolaji, their only son, and Wuraola, his only younger sister, in the custody and the care of their mistress and helpers at home. Pastor Adelaja was a renowned man of God who preaches to sermon on every Sunday at his headquarters church in Lagos whenever he and his wife are back at home in Nigeria. Pastor and Pastor Mrs. Adelaja ministered frequently on their social media pages and channel, and many other ministries invited them for ministration because of the anointing and the grace of God upon their lives. Pastor Adelaja hardly checked on Balaji's welfare, the company he keeps, the state of his health, his desire, ambition, and the site he visited on his phone. Unknown to Pastor Adelaja, Bolaji has been exposed to how to generate funds on the internet by his friend in the secondary school in an illegitimate way, which is known as internet fraud. This process of generating money through an illegitimate way fascinated Bolaji because of unlimited access to funds and money. And more so, he needed not to ask his parents whenever he wishes to buy anything for himself or for his friend. Different models of iPhone were found with Bolaji when he was in the secondary school, and nobody could ask him to give accountability of how he got them, because all and sundry believed that he must have gotten them from his parents because of their affluence. When Bolaji gained admission into university, the desire to get more funds and money increased, and internet fraud is not enough to satisfy his wide desire for fame, prestige, and popularity. One day, Bolaji called his old friend who introduced him to internet fraud when he saw the celebration of his latest car posted by his friend on his social media page. After a prolonged chat on the phone, Bolaji made his intention known to Femi, his friend. Bolaji said, "Femi, it seems you have forgotten me and you have dumped me behind and have moved on to another level. Things were not the same as usual. Business were not the same as usual. The internet fraud you introduced me to about 5 years ago is no more working for me. What is the next level, Femi? And what method and means have you employed to generate money? I need money." Femi laughed on the phone, and Bolaji was disturbed and said, "Why are you making mockery of me, Femi? I only asked because I'm interested. Let me in into this deal. Let me in. Jamisi now." Femi asked Bolaji to come to his university campus in Akure, that the matter cannot be discussed on phone. Bolaji agreed to visit Femi in his university in Akure. When Bolaji got to Akure, he was surprised to see the elegance of the building Femi was living in and was dazed. So he asked, "Femi, who built this house?" Femi answered, "It is me, of course." "What? Ha! Femi, you do bad, you. This is more serious than internet fraud now. What is going on? What means and method have you set up to generate money?" Let me know now. Má ṣe fún pàdé ẹ̀. The worth of the car you posted on your Facebook page worth $100,000. Not to talk about this elegant house. What? Please, let me in into this groove, and I promise we cooperate. Femi explained everything to Bolaji, but never disclosed to him the sacrifice of blood of virgins. Bolaji agreed to visit the Baba Femi introduced him to in the village. He thought he only needed money to buy whatever Baba would be giving him, not knowing that it is the covenant with the blood. And must be renewed every year with the blood of virgins girls. When they got to Baba in the village, Femi asked Bolaji to speak for himself. Bolaji greeted Baba and said, "Please, how much will it cost me to get wealth and fame and popularity like Femi, my friend? He told me he paid you to make this ritual for his wealth, fame, and popularity." Baba Wu answered, "Which of the ritual do you want, my son? Is this ritual for wealth or ritual for fame?" Bolaji looked at Femi's face, while Femi answered Baba and said, "Ritual for wealth, Baba." Baba said, "If it is ritual for wealth, it will cost you the blood of virgins." Bolaji was shocked. He looked at Femi's face again and whispered to him, "Blood of virgins?" Femi said, "Yes. It is not as difficult as Baba has portrayed it. It is just their blood, not their lives." Baba Wu said to Femi, "Didn't you explain everything to him before bringing him here?" "I did. I did explain everything. He's just frightened because of the way you said it. He thinks it is a mission impossible." Ha 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 ha. Baba laughed. "It is not difficult. Not difficult at all. Once I give you the charm to use for any girl you see, she will be following you like a blind sheep to the slaughterhouse, and you can do anything you like with her. But remember, you must disvirgin her by having sex with her. Then bring her blood in a calabash. Lobatan." Your friend will tell you other details necessary with the blood for the ritual." Bolaji and Femi appreciated Baba and promised to come back with the assignment in a jiffy. As Bolaji pondered on how to achieve this assignment, he traveled back to Lagos, knowing fully well that his parents must have traveled for a ministers' conference in South Africa, which will last for 7 days. Pastor and Pastor Mrs. Adelaja failed to take care of their first ministry God gave them, which is their home. They are busy looking for perishing souls, neglecting their children's souls, perishing under their watch. They are one of several ministers of the gospel of Christ who Paul wrote to in 1 Timothy chapter 3, and they failed to yield to instructions from the Lord. Let's hear what Paul wrote to them. "If any man desire the office of a bishop, he desire a good work. A bishop must then be blameless, the husband of one wife, one that rule well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man knoweth not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God? Many bishops, pastors, evangelists, who we accord reference to as minister of the gospel today, are not appointed or recognized by God if they fail in the aspect of the family, or if they have more than one wife, because a bishop must be husband of one wife. Well, let's leave this matter for another day. Now, back to our story. When Bolaji got home, his parents, Pastor and Pastor Mrs. Adelaja, have traveled as usual for the ministers' conference in South Africa. Bolaji took the keys of the father's latest Mercedes Benz for the operation and drove back to his campus. Just according to Baba, girls were flocking around him as ants with sugar. Bolaji was furiously searching for virgins, but most of the girls around her were already being disvirgined by boys like Bolaji. Bolaji discovered this after sleeping with 6 different girls who were not virgin. So Bolaji made up his mind to pretend as a born-again Christian in search of a virgin sister because she believed there will be virgin sisters in the fellowship and that it will be a lot easier to find virgins among the children of God. This is why we preach, warning every godly sister to beware of wolves in sheep clothing, who pretend to be born again brother, but they are wolves and dogs. The Bible says, by their fruit you shall know them. The first day, Bolaji attended the Christian fellowship in search for girls. Sister Rose, one of the ushers, fell in love with him, thinking she has found the love of her life. The Bible says, lay hands suddenly on no man, neither be partakers of others men's sin. Keep thyself pure. Sister Rose followed Bolaji home in the pretense of follow-up and visitation on the new comfort. The Bible says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbeliever. For what agreement has light with darkness? And what concord had he that believed with an infidel? Bolaji, whose original plan was to lure Sister Rose into sexual act with him, knowing fully well that this would be practically difficult, hypnotized her with a charm, which he put in a drink to make her unconscious, and then he had sex with her. At last, Bolaji got what he wanted. Sister Rose was a virgin. Bolaji was happy for the achievement and immediately called Femi for the next line of action. Femi, who needed the head of human being badly for his next level of his ritual with the god of Mammon, quickly thought of it that one stone can be used to kill 2 birds. Femi got to Bolaji's house as fast as lightning and met Rose still sleeping in the bedroom because of the overdose of medicine Bolaji used to sedate her into unconsciousness. Before Bolaji knew what was going on, Femi has beheaded Sister Rose. Blood was gushing out from Sister Rose's neck as she struggled for her life. Bolaji entered the bedroom and screamed, "Blood! Blood! Femi, what did you do to her? What did you do to her? Blood! Blood!" Femi told Bolaji to keep quiet and to stop shouting like a chicken-hearted man, or else he will turn him mad. Femi said this is the final step of the sacrifice, and that he decided not to reveal this because he was not bold enough to do it. And that's why he came to help him finish the work. Confusion, fear, and despair gripped Bolaji. He asked Femi, "What are we going to do now?" Femi instructed Bolaji to drive Rose's body to a faraway river and dump her there. In the middle of the night, Bolaji was so afraid, so Femi agreed to follow him. Sister Rose's body was packed in a bag and was put in the boot of the car. As Bolaji approached a checkpoint of the police far ahead, Femi told Bolaji to stop the engine and park the car. The boat ran away, leaving the car and the corpse behind. When the policemen, who did not notice Bolaji and Femi when they fled, got to the car, they opened the boot and discovered the dead body of the lady. They raised an alarm and traced the car to Pastor and Pastor Mrs. Adelaja through the plate number. Pastor Adelaja was arrested for the crime he knew nothing about, and he was charged to the court as investigation continued by the police. This story is not concluded. Watch out for part 2 of the Abattoir. the spill of blood.